Retail Week is brought to you by Nutrisphere N, Nitrogen Fertilizer Manager, protecting your nitrogen from all three forms of loss. Hello again, welcome to another edition of CropLife Retail Week. It's Paul Schrimpf here with Matthew Grassi this time. Eric's out traveling around Iowa. He got to go to the Ag Leader 25th anniversary party, which I was kind of sad to miss. I mean, we had a lot of history with Ag Leader over the course of our years of precision ag, so I'm sure they had a great time. Eric absorbed a lot from that, and I think he's traveling around Iowa to various spots through the week. So haven't seen him at all, but we didn't see him last week either, because last week we were at the InfoAg Conference.
Great week.
It was a tremendous week. We spent a lot of time with a lot of good friends in the industry. We had just a ton of stuff going on. So what did you think about the week overall, Matthew?
A little bit different. I would say it was a little bit different from last week or last year. Maybe a little bit less frantic and frenzied. More, I think there's some maturation that's going on in the market right now that's kind of weeding out some of the lesser long-term players and kind of helping everybody focus in on what's important right now for the industry. Some great, very service provider focused this year, I would say, which was good for us and our Precision Ag Professional brand, and a lot of IoT stuff that I think is really cool, that's really going to move the needle, I hope, in the coming years for service providers looking to get more granular with the data they're collecting in farm and at the plant level even. So
sure. No, I agree. It was definitely more subdued in a good way. I think it seemed like people were meeting a lot more off-site meetings, a lot quieter on the show floor. I think there's more serious discussion. We saw a lot of collaboration. We saw Granular and Deere come together among many others. So there's it's kind of a weeding out of technologies. So we saw probably a little less on the drone side, a little less on the data side.
yes.
And a little more on the sensor IoT side, as you mentioned. Lots of the conference sessions were jam-packed when it came to sensors and IoT. We're standing room only for most of those, and so it kind of clued us in that that's something that folks are really interested in trying to find out more about. I think the mood overall going forward is really a little more positive, even despite the economy. I think people are trying to work through what this technology means and how it's gonna impact them. So it was a really good week, and we'll be reporting on that as we go along the next couple of months. A little bit more after the break.
Over the 9+ years, they've done over 400 trials, side-by-side replicated trials, and we've shown that 90% of the time we've had a positive yield response with Nutrisphere. So 90% of the time a crop producer out of those 400+ trials could expect a positive response. That positive response is average 10 bushel an acre across all 400+ trials.
So just one last word on technology. We're having an event of our own, the Precision Ag Innovation Series, which is August 28th. It's coming up in just a couple of weeks now. It's the day before Farm Progress, and it's really geared toward the service providers. We have Dr. John Fulton from Ohio State and Nicholas Ulick from South Dakota State, who are going to be leading panel discussions on really focusing on value and then focusing on building a precision program. So there really are drilling down to the key issues that retailers and service providers are facing. So that should be a really good day. If you want more information, the website's on your screen. It's precisionaginnovation.com. We're going to extend the discount registration for you folks on the video through the weekend. Nice. So if you do want to sign up for that after you see what we've got going, we'd love to have you. So please feel free to do that. The only other thing I think is the continuing issues on Dicamba.
Yes.
We're seeing a lot on Twitter. We're just seeing a lot of activity about new reports, about reporting going to USDA, both official and unofficial, to insurance and complaints being settled kind of between neighbors. So just a lot going on there.
Yep. And Rob Fraley, real quick, just issued an open letter to farmers asking them to be in contact with Monsanto for any cupped leaf symptoms, or they really want that reported, and they're saying that they're going to be sending team members out to each individual field to take reports and document the symptomology. So this interesting situation all around.
Yeah, it really is. So I'm glad Monsanto's getting after it, and hopefully it'll lead to better, I guess, maybe better recommendations, a better approach to it next year once we kind of taking a season of learning. So that's it for this edition of CropLife Retail Week. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Matthew. And
Thank you, Paul. Great being here.
We'll see you next week. Thank you to this week's video sponsor, Nutrisphere N Fertilizer Manager from Verdesian Life Sciences.